The rain started lashing from every direction. There was no other place to go, so they moved closer and closer. Finally, there was no alternative. They just sat down and embraced the idol. The moment these four people hugged the idol, suddenly God appeared. In all their minds, the same question arose, why now? They wondered. We expounded so many subtle and arcane philosophies, worshipped at every possible sacred shrine, great and small, selflessly served so many people, did so much body-breaking penance, but you never showed up. Now when we are just escaping the rain, you turn up. Why? God said, at last you four idiots got together. Yoga is, quite simply, the science of bringing the four idiots together. Right now, for most people, these four dimensions are aligned in different directions. Your mind is thinking one way, your emotions pull you another way, your physical body another way, your energies another way. This makes you a potential calamity, a disaster in waiting. You are being hijacked. You are being pulled apart in four different ways. It is now time to plunge into the adventure of self-alignment, into the remarkable empirical system that is yoga, one that enables you to be both alchemist and experiment, subject and object at the same time. And so the next section of this book turns pragmatic. Having mapped the terrain, we now embark on a real journey, a conscious journey of self-discovery and self-reclamation. We will explore the nature and possibilities of the first three yogic layers or sheets, namely body, mind, which includes thought and emotion, and energy. It will also introduce you to strategies by which you can turn each of these layers into your tool for transformation, an instrument of knowing. The problem is that religious nuts around the world have exported everything that is beautiful about a human being to the other world. If you talk of love, they speak of divine love. If you talk of bliss, they speak of divine bliss. If you talk of peace, they speak of divine peace. We have forgotten that these are all human qualities. A human being is fully capable of joy, of love, of peace. Why do you want to export these to heaven? There is so much talk of God and heaven mainly because human beings have not realized the immensity of being human. It is obvious that the very source of life is throbbing within you. The source of your life is also the source of every other life, the source of all creation. This dimension of intelligence or consciousness exists in every one of us. The deliverance of every human being lies in finding access to this deathless dimension, to be joyful and peaceful within yourself every moment of your life, to be able to perceive life beyond its physical limitations. These are not superhuman qualities. These are human possibilities. Yoga is not about being superhuman, but about realizing that being human is super.
Yugaratova Bhogaratova Sangaratova Sangavihina.
Inner Engineering, A Yogi's Guide to Joy, continues with Part 2.
Ramate Chittam Yasya Brahmani Ramate Chittam.
Part 2. A note to the reader. The next part of the book grows more specific, taking you deeper into an exploration of the three fundamental sheets or layers of identity that every human being is conscious of. Accordingly, it is divided into three sections: body, mind and energy. Within each section, the book seeks to extend your ideas of what constitutes the physical, the psychological, and the pranic or energetic. In the process, you may find some assumptions interrogated, some cliches punctured, some commonly used terms redefined, some unusual perspectives explored. But you are required to take nothing on faith. Yoga, as we have said before, asks you to experiment and encourages you to do so fearlessly. And so, this section oscillates between information and suggested practice and self-observation exercises. It concretizes concepts and suggests ways to implement ideas. In the process, you can find out for yourself whether these concepts are workable or if they are simply so much hot air. What is the best way to approach this section? You may not feel inclined to implement each of the exercises offered in the sadhana sections. That is absolutely fine. The reason for offering you a range of practices and tips is so that you can zero in on any that appeal to you. These steps are simply intended to help you make the transition from the page to the business of daily living, to offer you the freedom to test every hypothesis in the laboratory of your own life. This section aims at turning you from a passive reader, an armchair yogi, into a dynamic participant in the magic of a life consciously lived, freely chosen.